The C&O Canal offers more than 100 miles of beautiful scenery and is the 12th most visited national park in the entire country. Located in Washington County, just a short drive from Baltimore, it is today's midday vacay destination. Let's take a look.
Well, we're at the C&O Canal National Historic Park. It's a 184.5-mile long linear park. We're right about the epicenter right now at the town of Williamsport.
Williamsport is at the center of a major renovation project aimed at preserving the history of the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, better known as the C&O Canal.
There's a lot of features to operate a canal, and little by little they've all been restored into working order. We have a lock, a lift gate, a gatekeeper's house, a railroad lift bridge, a turning basin, a warehouse, and as of yesterday, a newly restored and rewatered aqueduct.
Frankly, what is an aqueduct is the second most asked question here on the C&O Canal, because up until yesterday, we didn't have a navigable water aqueduct.
Kevin Bryant is the superintendent of the C&O Canal National Historical Park.
So for the first time in 95 years, you can take a boat across a watered aqueduct on the C&O Canal.
That alone helps folks recapture a bit of the experience from the 20s.
Here at the C&O Canal, we're all about transportation history. You know, people come out and recreate, but they learn a little bit about the history of our country and how it developed.
So the canal and the railroad broke ground on the very same day in 1828, on July 4th, 1828. The railroad quickly became the mode of transportation of choice, and the canal kind of faded into oblivion. But for the first 50 years or so, the canal was the lifeline from Western Maryland into the urban center.
It's really special in that in 1920, as one of the canal boats was entering the aqueduct, the captain could see that the wall was starting to wiggle, and he was able to jump off just in time before that wall gave way. The 90-foot-long boat was actually sucked through the missing wall, landed in the creek below us, and stayed there for multiple years. I mean, it was too big to move. But when we did the restoration, we wanted to tell a little bit different story than just putting up the masonry again. We wanted to tell that story of failure and recovery. And so what we've done is we've reapplied and installed the wood outriggers, but instead of a true wood wall, we have a concrete wall that is stamped and imprinted to look like wood, and it's stained to look like wood, so that as you go across, you get a sense of what it would have looked like between 1920 and 1924.
History buffs love it, flocking to the area to take a look. Runners, joggers, hikers, and bikers also love the area. Great for a weekend away for a close-by midday vacay.
This is the only place in North America where you can experience all the major features of an operational and navigable canal. So you have the aqueduct, you have a boat basin. It's the only one original left on the canal. You have the railroad lift bridge, which is the only one of its kind ever built on this canal. You have the Bowman Bridge, which is a unique structure, very specific to Maryland and the engineer who designed it. You have a full mile of the canal that is rewatered. You also have Lock 44 that is operational, not for navigation yet, but will be someday in the next year or two, I hope. And then you have Lock House 44.
Right now it's restored as a museum. The lock keeper would have lived in the house, and he would have had to operate the lift gates for boats 24/7. So every boat captain had a brass horn. If he heard that horn in the middle of the night, that was his cue to get out of bed and get dressed, and he had to come out here and manipulate the lock and let a boat go on to its destination.
It's exactly why Washington County and its 5 national parks should be on your midday vacay destination list.
It creates a unique experience, an experience you can't get anywhere else in North America probably. Within a half mile of each other, all these features exist in their original condition. You really get a feel for how the canal worked back in the day. If you're a history buff, you're gonna love it. But if you're into a little bit of an outdoor adventure, hiking and cycling are the most popular activities here.
And you can actually bicycle off-road all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C. on both the Great Allegheny Passage and the C&O Canal towpath. It is literally attracting people from all over the world to do this incredible experience.
Ready to plan your midday vacay? Head to visithagerstown.com to learn more. We'll be right back.